The Stone football team made all kinds of history in 2022, but a lot has changed over the course of just one off season, starting with a new head coach. But that doesn't mean the expectations have changed for the Tomcats. It's top number 7 on News 25's 25 teams in 25 days.
All right, flip sides, flip sides, flip sides. Back to the top. First two go, first two go.
When we first met him that day, people were skeptical, obviously, because he was a new coach. But I think after his first week, everybody kind of had like a moment where we all kind of like went in and we kind of realized that this is our coach. We have to respect what he says and we have to listen and we have to trust him.
If you don't have trust, then what is it? I mean, it's nothing, but I feel like he's doing the best he can to get us better and to win.
The main thing is me coming in, trying to sell them on a different vision, a little bit different vision. So it was me meeting the kids, getting to know them, and then them also getting to learn my coaching style because everybody coaches a little bit different.
Reintroducing 25’s native Jacob Aycock, formerly the Poplarville defensive coordinator, now Stone head coach as of 4 months ago.
We're all about being the toughest team on Friday nights, and then, you know, I've also heard jokingly that it's hard to win a championship if you don't pull a guard and play good defense.
Defense, certainly Aycock's calling card, never allowing more than 12 points per game in his 3 years with the Hornets. As fate would have it, those Hornets eliminated by his new team in the third round of the 4A playoffs by way of a 32-28 comeback victory.
My time at Poplarville was special to me. We won a lot of football games in 3 years, played for a state championship. But that night specifically, I stepped back and, you know, I was shaking hands and going through the line and just saw the joy and excitement on those guys' face also to get to go to compete in the South State Championship game. So that was special for me to see for those guys.
After a fiery halftime speech by now Moss Point head coach John Feaster, the Tomcats erased a 10-point deficit by way of a second-half shutout, allowing just 32 yards in the final 24 minutes. That was Stone's first trip to South State in 31 years, resulting in a 12-point loss to Mendenhall.
At the time, I think while we were playing the game, I think we were just playing a game just like another Friday night, you know? I think afterwards we realized kind of how special it was to win that game, but during that, you know, 48 minutes we played, we were just focused on this like just another game, you know.
I just think about it all the time. Like, it was just such a good run, and I just want to do it again. Like, that's why we got a lot of young guys coming up. We're trying to be leaders and get them to all come together, and we're trying to do it again.
These kids are hungry. You know, I came in, and you know, one of the first things we talked about was winning. You want to win, but then let's back off and get to how do we do that? What are our steps? What do we have to do every day in the weight room or in practice? And so something that's brought me excitement is how energized they are for another good season. You know, they're coming off success and they want to keep that going.
Stone also coming off its first district title in 28 years. The now 5A Tomcats posted an overall record of 9-3 last season, outscoring their opponents by an average of more than 17 points per game. But a brand new team on both sides of the ball, returning 5 starters on offense, including QB1 Connor Tice, and just 1 on defense. That's Willie Breland. Despite the inexperience, especially on D, Aycock's track record on that side of the ball speaks for itself.
Defensively, it's just as much as a culture thing. You know, I worked with some really good coaches who've told me, you know, there's teams that run a 3-4 that have won championships, or a 4-2, or a 4-3, or a 5-2. So it's more about the culture you build and the dominance you want to establish defensively.
Aycock says he'll be running a 4-2-5 on defense and then a pass-happy scheme on offense known as the Gun T. The Tomcats bring back an 11-member senior class of 2024, now embracing its turn to pass the baton.
Leave something for the younger kids to build off of, like we did the seniors last year, because they were good leaders and they worked hard, and I want to be like them.
It means something very special to me. It means that the seniors ahead of me were leaving me kind of like a legacy to keep going for them, you know. So obviously I plan on winning district this year and going to South State and then even state this year. So it definitely feels like I need to pick up where they left off.
Stone opens up the season at Biloxi for the Shrimp Bowl on August 25th, followed by what's sure to be our game of the week in week two is Stone and Poplarville get together for a rematch of that instant classic, a game that was on the schedule before Aycock took the new job.